gas out of nowhere, but you pull this off, bet they'll put you on recruiting posters.
Prowler.
Fucking God!
Watch it. Sure to be eggs in these dark corners.
Grabbing ammo. Patching up. Aid kit's here.
The aux elevator. Get it powered up. After you start the overload, this will be your evac route.
Rearming.
Fucking God!
Let's nuke this barge. Hold at the core for briefing. Haven't seen cocoons since. This is why we hunt Xenos. Remember that. Some are life forms from LV-895, brought up by Cynthia. Fireteam, this is Colonel Ship. There are 3 systems you'll disable. Esther will guide you through the process. When all 3 systems are down, the reactor will build up to overload. You'll have about 2 minutes to reach that elevator you fixed. No one else dies to this hive. See to it. Vaya con Dios, kids. Make me proud.
I got you.
Thought that catwalk looked unstable? You'll egress by a different route.
Aid kit's here.
I am analyzing the control systems. Stand by.
Aid kit's here. Rearming.
Please, disable the safety limiters on the Kasi Core's auger.
Don't get tunnel vision!
Destroyed.
Keep firing! Get them in a crossfire!
Bypassing deck.
Grabbing ammo.
These reroute the coolant away from the refinery core.
Go back to hell!
Please access the primary power regulator. Activate all systems. Full draw.
Keep firing!
override code 260479 and press the button marked Shakti XS.
Back to the elevator! Move! Xeno Queen! Can't take her out, just run! Shore party, we're burning to escape debris scatter.
We told you that 25 years ago, Katanga was falsely reported destroyed. In 2175, Siegson had moved it to the Mid-Rim. 2 years later, the colony it serviced was overrun by Xenomorphs. Survivors fled to Katanga, where the infestation spread. Colonial Marines responded to their distress call. It was a Marine who claimed Katanga was scuttled. A senior staff officer on site conspired to hand the young hive over to Wayland Yutani. Sadly, yes. General Delilah Vaughn, one of the conspirators responsible for the Frontier War in 2184. Before her disgrace, she rose to Assistant Commandant of the Corps. Colonial Marine officers conspired with Weyland-Yutani executives to provoke a war between the United Americas and the Union of Progressive Peoples. The generals wanted a decisive war after decades of proxy conflicts and containment. Weyland-Yutani merely wanted to drive arms sales. The Colonial Protection Act was passed to prevent such things from happening again, and Commissars was initially formed to monitor outside influences on the Corps. There were no reported sightings, not in any star system visited by humans, and not recorded by any vessel in transit. Most likely, Weyland-Yutani moved Katanga to a location in deep space, far off the shipping lanes. They used it as an ant farm to breed experimental stock. When the company wanted to accelerate their experiments at Paula Station, they moved it here. Seegson reported something unusual on the far side of the planet from their settlement. It became the focus of the entire colony's efforts. The Xenomorph outbreak began at that remote site and spread back to the main complex. The colonists ultimately abandoned the surface and fled to Katanga. Some evacuees proved to be infected and the infestation flared up again. There was discord among the survivors, unspecified personal grievances. A few deaths were involved. Forgive us if we don't identify the system. It's classified. The planet had suffered a global extinction event around 80 years previous. It was nearly devoid of animal life. Biomes had begun to collapse for lack of pollination. Acidic soil and water were spreading, and the atmosphere was growing over-oxygenated, which made it perfect for the mass importation of Earth livestock. Judging by the embryo gene lines in their cargo manifests, the colony hoped to become known for its steaks. If you wish to review, we're always available. No need to warn us ahead of time. We have your schedule.
Under my authority as delegated by the Secretary of the Navy, I have awarded you the Expeditionary Service Ribbon for heroic service. Upon loss of contact with a Marine unit, you advanced into a Xenomorph hive and confirmed the status of 3 MIAs. You then completed their mission, resulting in the destruction of said hive. Your boldness and dedication are in keeping with the finest traditions of the Colonial Marine Corps and United America's Armed Services. Given this day, in May 2202, Colonel Olivia Shipp, Commanding Officer, 33rd Marine Regiment, 11th Marine Division. Some things don't belong in official reports. Katanga has been a stain on the honor of the Corps for years. If you haven't heard the details yet, don't worry about it. I'll just say I'm personally glad to see the place blown to hell. Report to Lieutenant Santos for debriefing. Dismissed. Woof! Does that smell you, Marine? You must have run into xeno-shedding. You get a scan? Look at that. Not from a chest burster. It's way too big. Has to be from a Praetorian. When a xenohive gets big, around 300 individuals, the queen secretes royal jelly. They feed it to adult drones, and it triggers a second-stage metamorphosis. I don't think we know what that process looks like. Maybe they spin a cocoon. I'd love to know. Anyway, what comes out is a Praetorian, nearly as large as a queen. Mean as hell. They've got a head plate that's nearly impenetrable. They use it as a shield and for ramming attacks. Praetorians guard the queen and the deepest levels of the nest. They don't leave often. Good data, but you might want to hit the showers.
Hey, aside from Esther, I think you're the one I've spent the most time with. It was all running and shooting and screaming, but that's time. Right? Look, one of the Paula Station crew was a spy for Hyperdyne Systems. We never found out what he sent off station. Maybe his handlers know all about the pathogen and the Xenomorph outbreak. They could be on their way here now. Well, Weyland-Yutani used to own Hyperdyne, but now they're competitors, especially on the frontier. No government's claimed any of these systems. They're both dropping colonies all over, trying to beat each other to the best planets. And besides that, I mean, Hyperdyne's a big defense contractor for the UPP, right? Shouldn't we be worried about this starting a war between them and us? The pathogen could be a terrible weapon. Weyland was just trying to make better Xenomorphs with it, but you could just drop it. Dump it in a water supply. There's enough down there to wipe out every human colony. Weyland-Yutani's got to be on their way here. If Hyperdyne is too, things could get real bad for everyone caught in the middle. I know you've got things to deal with right now. I'm just worried about what happens next.
Bada Baines. Guess we can't call you Boot no more, huh? Hell of a deployment. We found shit Weyland-Yutani spent a lot of time and money hiding. Ruins left by aliens that look like us. An orbital refinery used as a Xeno breeding farm. And a lab using tech from the ruins on Xenos from the refinery. We still got a secure LV-895 in the alien ruins. There's Xenos and mutants running loose down there. Normally, we carpet nuke the place, ruins be damned, but Doc Hanukkah says that can make things worse. Spray that pathogen shit all over the damn moon. Near term, we're gonna hold orbit, keep this shit locked down. I'll bet my ample Marine paycheck they're on their way here right now. They'll send military contractors, dog catcher units, lawyers. Maybe they'll talk, maybe they'll just start shooting. But that ain't all we gotta worry about. Doc Hanukkah says some rival company to Weyland-Yutani sabotaged Palace Station. Whoever that was, if they heard his mayday, they might be on their way here too. Shit's gonna get real interesting around here. Hey, I'm hearing scuttlebutt around the squad bay. Talk that maybe Colonel Ship took this too far. We could've quarantined Katanga, right? Called in more ships? Listen, the Colonel knows about everything people know about Xenos. How they react, how their guts work. She knew that before she joined the Corps. When she was a teenager, she survived a Xeno outbreak. Little outlier colony. You would never heard of it. One thing she'll always hold to. Gotta kill them fast. The longer you wait, the more chance they got to spread. I don't know all the details, and you know what? It ain't my place to ask, but I do know she got a twin sister, Viola. Also, the ship went into a goddamn hive to rescue her. That's how she learned some of the shit she know about Xenos, watching close range from inside. Maybe, but by the time a battle group got here, Weyland-Yutani will have their people in system, executives, and dog catcher teams, mercenaries, and lawyers. They find something to cite that the Colonel don't got authority to override, Colonial Protection Act or not. Then they swagger aboard Katanga or land on LV-895 and fuck it all up real good. Xenos find ways. They hide, go where humans can't, tight spaces, vacuum, deep cold. Wait for their chance, come when you ain't looking. And don't expect them. Look, just don't go bringing it up with herself. Tu sabe? Colonels ain't in the habit of explaining themselves to grunts. Yo, it's just between you and me.
What did you find over there? Parliamentary solicit... This has to be from the Three-World Empire. Whoever Weyland-Yutani had running security on Katanga must have been lining up their next contract. The 3WE has a smaller military than they need. Every year, the Solar Parliament says they're going to expand recruitment. Every year, it gets tied up in committees. And every year, they end up paying twice as much for private military contractors from Weyland-Yutani. They love bureaucracy over there. You blend the UK, Japan, and Europe, mix in technocrats from Titan and executives from Mars. About all they have in common is love of paperwork.
Listen up, Marine. Pala Station is still overrun by Xenos. Esther's been keeping an eye on it from orbit, and she's seen weird shit. Over the last few days, there's been big movements. Lots of bugs traveling overland to the south, some big canyon complex. Well, thanks to you, Katanga's no longer a problem. The refinery and the Xenohive went up in a real pretty nuclear fireball. We're trying to keep the Pala Station Xenos out of the LV-895 ruins. We still run into pissed off Weyland-Yutani synths, but without Cynthia leading them, they can't do jack. Honecker's over the moon. Esther and Savannah set him up with some basic recon drones to look around. I don't think he sleeps anymore. Every time I see him, it's engineer this and proto-window what's-o that. Well, when Xenos act weird, Colonel Ship wants to know why. Are they setting up another hive, or is something in that canyon attracting them? So you and me, we're heading back dirt side to get our answers. Recon the area the Xenos are moving into. If there's an issue, deal with it. Same as always. Endeavor's tracking large movements of Xenomorphs from Pala Station to a canyon 50 clicks south. It could be something drew their attention, or they could be starting a second hive. We've been ordered dirt. The Xenos at Pala Station are being drawn to this area. Ship wants to know why.